It does.
All right.
Every time it's something else.
Now, if y'all want to get on your phones, go to Jordan Duron's page and share this live feed. It should be like the second or third post on Jordan Duron's.
Oh my God, it's giving it already. Look at it. That's so great.
Cool.
So
Nobody's on
let's
here
talk.
yet.
Let's talk about Brad though. Like Brad doing the this table, and he started this table like 5 o'clock today. This is his grandfather's table.
Yeah.
I think it's. I mean,
Yeah, I inherited it from my grandpa, and I pretty much, pretty much just kept it in storage since then, knowing I was going to do something with it eventually. And we were sitting here talking about doing a coffee table or something for the pod, and I was like, dude, I have the perfect table, man.
Oh, there we are.
what?
There we are.
I like it because it almost has rope lights.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going to do the rope lights, but the one we brought in was broke, so we just threw those in there temporarily. But I actually like those lights too. The glow that it gives is pretty neat. I like the color. All right.
All right, we're sharing.
Good evening, and
All
welcome to episode 75 of the Jordan Duron or the Them District Boys podcast. What's up?
No, 76.
76
Who's
of Them
counting?
District Boys podcast. Tonight's sponsors are Captain Al's Steak and Seafood out there in Gulfport, Mississippi. Marty Wilson, Art. We got Collision Depot. We got Michael West at DirectAuto. We got Jordan Duron at Oliver Scott Insurance. He's got home. He's got life. He's got auto. All of the above. And Brad J with Real Broker LLC. I'll sell you some real estate, commercial, residential, mixed use. I don't care. Buy it. I'll sell it to you. And then we got District Coffee House in Ocean Springs, Pascagoula, coming up in OS 1515, and maybe another location. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Know. And tonight's guests are, absolute legends down here on the Gulf Coast. They own the Shed Barbecue, which has been on TV shows from HGTV to all over the place. And they've got 40 or so championships, barbecue championships,
World championship.
Something
World
like that.
champions.
Man, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Today we got Brad, Orrison, and Brooke. I done forgot.
Lewis.
Yes. All right. Welcome to the podcast, children.
I did like the introduction. Usually it's like, and Brad's little sister, Brooke.
Nuh-uh.
So at least you knew that she had a real last name.
Yes.
Brooke Lewis.
I will say this is a thing because Brad and I, brother-sister team.
Yeah.
In August, right around the corner, we will have been open 25 years at the Shed. 25 years at the Shed, brother-sister team. We have not killed each other yet. That is a blessing. But so a lot of people are just like, yeah, Brad and his sister Brooke, or Brooke and her brother Brad. And and my husband and I, very blessed. We've been married 21 years with 2 children, and Bobby, he's like, what, why is it always just the sister? What happened to Lewis? And I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know we've been married 21 years, but yes, Brooke Lewis.
That's right. And I'm not going to lie to you. Anybody that's ever worked at the Shed in the last 25 years, if you ever got a paycheck, Brooke Lewis signed it. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
So I want to get into the idea of creating the Shed. When I used to go to the Shed, it was actually a shed. It was not that much square footage. Can we dive into the concept and how that came?
Yeah, I can take this one for a minute and run with it. So again, it'll be 25 years. When Brad and I opened in 2001, brother-sister team, we opened basically on a shoestring budget without the shoestring. Brad has always been a dumpster diver. Like, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? That is the whole concept behind how the Shed has become what Guy Fieri a friend of ours, and we've worked with him a couple of times through Food Network, calls the shed very junkadelic.
Yes.
And so
and it's not just one man's junk is another man's treasure. I am very thankful for all the women that made their man throw away all their stuff. And I found it on the side of the road. Okay, so here's here to the ladies.
Wait, you're picking stuff up all side of the road?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Look,
Every
look. All
day.
right, sorry, I didn't mean
Every
to interrupt,
day.
but I did
To this day.
leave the ladies
That's
out.
sick.
every day. So yeah, so it started with just his dumpster diving affairs, with picking up stuff on the side of the road, and then also just not really having the money to build the American dream, which was Brad started, which was the shed, and and then
It's
I
a
helped
good thing
out.
it's named the shed, though.
I know,
You know?
Yeah.
right? It's all about the concept.
That's why they call me the head shed head. And look, you see me out there in your yard, I just want to say thank you for throwing that away. Because I'm about to build a new oyster bar with it.
That's so true.
That's incredible.
I know, right? So
Hey, the other Brad over there with the real estate,
Hey, make
if
sure
you got
her
anybody
mic says
moving
back
out of
on
the
the
house, you let me
back
know.
Yeah, buddy.
I may roll in hot, get some of that stuff.
Half
Right.
of my office is loaded up with shed kind of stuff too. Yeah. But actually, I have a couple things I will bring you. I've got a property where I've got a lot. I bought a hoarder house and dude left everything. So
Yes.
I do have a couple things I will bring there. You'll like them.
Every once in a while, somebody will call me a hoarder. I say, man, you don't even know my friends. I'll show you one. All right, sorry.
So no, it's so true. I mean, that's all part of the shed, right? It's part of the vibe. It's part of having fun and just building the American dream, even when you don't think you can, right? So that's basically what we did on a shoestring budget without the shoestring. And we borrowed with completely against our parents' consent, because when we opened, I was 19, Brad was 24, and we borrowed our grandmother's credit card that had a $3,000 limit, and that's what we bought: nails and
Yeah.
screws and like the basics of the stuff that you needed to build what we were building. And we were 330 square feet, and yes, we did pay our grandmother back immediately. But yeah, we had like 5 seats outside, 2 beer taps, and a bunch of really good barbecue, and a bunch of very grateful friends that were willing to be like our guinea pigs when we were testing recipes and just creating the vibe of what we are today, which now we're on 30 acres. It's pretty good.
So it was for me, it was the music. I know y'all
Yes.
barbecues y'all's, but it was just like, hey, dude, you got to go to the shed. You got this band, Benji Davis playing Friday at Gigolos. You just,
Oh, yeah.
y'all always brought like David Lynn to this day. We did Shandy Fest, and David took me home, like because I used to go see him like Shed. It was always the Shed. When it came to like music, you always went to the Shed for the music, and they always had upcoming acts. I think what y'all had 3 Doors Down. Y'all have had several different bands. So it all, like a lot of the bands that were going to make it came from the Shed. That's from like me. And I remember going there, and it was just so much fun because it was like, let's go Friday night. Here's a band.
Yeah, that's Brett.
That's it. Yeah, that comes from, we call him the middle child.
He is our middle
I'm the
child.
oldest, Brooke's the youngest, and we have the middle child, Brett, and he always just brought the music, and he's in Austin now. He's got a record label called Spaceflight Records. It's the
Wow.
only non-profit record label on the globe. But we always have this thing of like, hey, let's have live music. Let's make it for free. Unless we're having a festival and buddy guys playing or something, you got to pay for that, right?
Yeah.
But we've had free live music Friday and Saturday night for 25 years, and it's always early family atmosphere. I mean, you can still come over there and go day drinking with me. We can put on a good show by 5:30.
But think about that in 25 years of consistent live music, y'all been known for that.
Yeah.
I mean, to actually bring in different bands, different styles, not just your. And I know everybody, the regular casino route, I call it, like the circuit. Y'all have always brought other people, highlighted other people.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have booked bands from all over the country and then also internationally, and worked internationally to just really the goal when Brett was like, hey, look, if you're going to do barbecue and you're going to do beer, you better damn sure do some blues, right? So the genre is the blues, but that's the basis of so many genres. So we've been able to like elevate that into different different live music genres over time. But we worked internationally doing blues festivals and just trying to keep live music alive and trying to keep it alive in a family friendly atmosphere. So, you know, mom and dad can have a drink, the kids can be dancing and playing, and the band is rocking. And now, right now, during season, as of this week, we have live music 5 days a week. So you can come out during the day, and we'll have a 1 or 2 piece during the day. And then Friday and Saturday nights, we'll have our larger bands. But yeah, we've brought in bands from all over, from, like Brad said, Buddy Guy. We've had Percy Sledge. We've had Kenny Wayne Shepherd. I mean, just we've had a lot of amazing people on our stage. It's pretty legendary to think about.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah.
Huge fan.
He came up and ripped everybody's face off.
That's exactly what he's gonna do.
I mean, Kenny Wayne Shepherd. He brought Chris the Whip Layton, Stevie Ray Vaughan's drummer, to the set. But
Come on.
My favorite thing about music is the same thing as food and beverage. It is feed somebody a good drink, feed somebody a good plate, feed somebody a good music showing. It's the common denominator.
Yeah.
So it's food, it's beverage, it's music.
Yeah, the atmosphere and the way y'all's ticket times to the way that whole place moves. And we were talking about, I discovered like a few years back when y'all built that bar with crawfish, and it was the first place I ever went to that had large size crawfish.
Yes.
It was a little more, but I remember my first, like right when I stayed there all day. I stayed there all day, and I start calling friends. I'm like, no, I was taking pictures. I was like, look at this crawfish. Look, you can actually get 3 pounds of crawfish. But that's something that I was shocked. And so when y'all stole that card and created the business,
We didn't steal the card. I actually brought my grandma to Lowe's. My mom's actually here listening to all this, but she's over there behind the camera.
how long did it take y'all to start actually turning a profit where y'all were like, this is happening? We can go full time.
The goal was to do $350 a day, and we did like $500 that first day.
Nice.
Then we did like $700 the next day.
I really appreciate these honest daily numbers, man. I really do.
It's the truth.
Honestly, it's just like our goal, our break even, we had to do $350 a day. And so we hit it, and we had a sign out front that said, honk if you're hungry.
And people still honk.
Try everything.
This little like smoker that was
You gotta
like
try everything.
right outside,
Yeah.
like in real estate, Brad. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got to have a good sign,
Yeah.
right? Well, our sign, we had this big like we're on Highway 57 in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, right? And we had this big hedge that was out front, and I had this little electric smoker. And I would go out there, I ran this cord out there while we were building the shed, and I had this smoker, and I put it was enough for like 1 leg quarter, like you buy at Winn-Dixie, which is, I guess, the new Aldi. And, or Rouse's, send me a check. But we would have that out there with the sign that said, honk if you're hungry. And that little chicken leg would be out there behind there. You drive by Highway 57, and people would honk, and that sign, it hasn't been out there in 20 years, but I swear to you, some of them truck drivers and stuff, they still
So
just
talk about
blowing the horn the whole way. So we just put it out there, honk if you're hungry.
Yeah.
Get fed at the shed.
I mean, I think there's a thing, and that's what I love about y'all in here, right? There's a thing about like owning your identity, right? So when you come in here, you feel the vibe, you have a heartbeat, right? And you guys have done so well with that. And I think the shed's kind of the same way. And it has to go through to your marketing as well. Like you can't just say, oh, well, we're a laid back coffee place and then not be one when people get there.
I was going to say that when he said earlier, you can have 10 barbecue joints right next to each other, but it's the vibe and the atmosphere. And you guys created that. And that's why they're going to come there every time, because you guys make people feel welcome.
Oh.
So,
Cade's playlist too.
yeah. And it's about the music. I'm DJ Cade while I barista.
Cade's on his
I'll
golf cart
stop
to
making the coffee and I'll go over there and change the song. I
Yeah.
will.
No, that's 100%.
It runs off his phone.
Like pulling up through the drive-thru everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
They need that. They need that.
Look, sometimes we'll have a line. You don't know how it happens. Sometimes you'll have nobody, and sometimes you have 20 people. And Kate will stop with 20 people in line, like, and change the song. And then you can look at everybody in the line and
They're
start
just
bobbing
like
their head.
bobbing their heads. Like, yeah, like
Damn, we'll just control the whole situation. Perfect.
Yep. I am going to get that extra little something. Yep, I'll take that. Yep.
yeah.
That's what it's
Oh,
about.
the right song, man.
Yeah.
Y'all went into, so y'all rolling, and y'all went to now where, I mean, y'all are a brand, and from the barbecue, I know the barbecue, but y'all are bringing in new products, but also y'all have sauces, y'all's merch. I mean, I'm not comparing the food. I'm not a massive fan of Fuddpuckers. But the way y'all do merchandise, like y'all are an experience. You go there, you got merchandise, you got sauces. I'm pretty sure y'all's e-commerce is just there, but like it started somewhere. So like when y'all were having these long days, if y'all were having a small crew and doing barbecue, what made y'all start going, you know what? I'm gonna have to make a sauce and like package it. Like what kind of triggered that? Was it at work or at night or over beers?
I mean, the sauce, like, I mean, that was the given right up front. And then Papa Jack taught me how to make the sauce, and had a heart attack literally the next morning after we stirred the sauce together. And while we always stirred that batch of sauce, there was always music playing. There was always a certain, like, we're doing something in the air. You know what I mean? Like in the energy of like, hey, we're making something happen. Even though we were literally waiting on all these ingredients in a pot to just get warm and boil and get right, you know. Same thing with y'all making a badass latte, you know. It's like everything comes together in that moment, and you know, the sauce was just one of the many things that we've stuck to the roots. We've done the same thing the whole time. We used pecan wood, slow and slow.
Yeah.
We hadn't changed the menu up. I mean, we went almost 10 years without French fries.
Yeah.
Because
Longer
we
than
just
that.
refused to have a fryer.
Oh, dude, we hate fryers.
I
We
know.
hate
Like,
fries.
we made sauce.
They're a
but
nightmare,
here's
man.
the
Fries are a
thing,
nightmare.
You know, at a certain point, we're like, you know what? Everybody loves fries. You know, and fried okra.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of those.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we just tried to stay, you know, straight to the roots.
Yeah, we
You know,
did.
Like this old school table.
I know. I love this table.
Brad's trying to steal a table.
All it took was like
A little bit of light.
38-cent Big Lots. God bless Big Lots. It's gone too. Some lights in here. Boom.
I
We
know.
already had all that stuff laying around, so we literally just grabbed stuff that was
Yes.
sitting around
I
in
love it.
storage
I love
and
it.
put it up.
So
Real estate mogul.
yes, I have to hit on the sauce a little bit. You know, over time we realized too, you know, it's the same amazing flavor sauce that we started with, that we were very blessed to have Papa Jack teach to Brad. But we clean that sauce up to where a lot of people don't realize that we are one of the cleanest barbecue sauce labels. There's non-GMO ingredients, where we have gluten-free ingredients. We have all natural ingredients. We have no high fructose corn syrup. So it's tasty. It's got a ton of awards, but it's also really clean and healthy. And, you know, that's kind of the best of both worlds, right? There's not a lot of super clean barbecue sauce labels that you have out there. There's a lot of amazing barbecue sauces, but we're proud to be able to say that, you know, we kind of cut all those out. So all the things that may affect or that somebody doesn't want to have in their barbecue sauce, well, we cut all that out and have an amazing barbecue sauce.
So Brad, do you you keep making it better and better? Do you experiment all the time? Is that what's going on?
No, I just keep.
No, he's dumpster diving. What?
I just
Same.
keep showing up to work, man.
Like,
I bought this like old ass truck that has a service bed and a welder on the back of it. And dude, I'm telling you,
Can we go with
see
you
how
sometime?
excited he gets
you
on
guys
this.
can come ride with me anytime because we can like do whatever we want. I mean, it's serious. So, I mean, anytime, we're not necessarily for hire, but if you see me on the side of the road, I can probably save your ass.
Probably helps with your back when you're picking the stuff up.
But I'm having fun. The Papa's Camper City in Gulfport, he always had the tagline, having fun, selling fun.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're doing. So come visit us.
Yeah.
And I just kind of, I'm living a great story. I gotta work and I do it every day.
Do you like when you like? So do you remember when y'all did y'all's first like online sale? Like when you were like, do you remember when that hit?
Yes, but it's online's a beast, right? It's a beast.
It's new. Yeah, it's all. It's new to us as well.
It's
like crazy.
And we've been selling online for a few years now, and it's still every day. It's a challenge. But you have to do it, right? You need to do it. You need to get out there, sell it. You guys have such awesome hats here. We brought a couple of the Do What Makes You Happy hats to the White House with us when we parted the turkeys.
By the way, thank you so much for that.
Oh, absolutely.
That was super cool.
Yeah, we bought the ones that I love all the different color schemes that you guys have. Y'all have great merchandise here. But we bought the red, white, and blue ones, and we were sporting them. We were sporting them at the White House, But it's the first online sale it's exciting, but it's it changes every day, right? It's kind of like social media. It's a love-hate relationship. You have to have it, feel like you need to have it. It is marketing. Online sales are great. It's another revenue stream, but it changes every day. How do we keep up with e-commerce? How do we keep up with the algorithm of social media? I think that is the challenge in itself. Every day we wake up and it's something new that we need to manipulate, right? Whether it's website or the e-commerce or the social media, but it's a necessary evil. If you're going to grow and you're going to grow your brand and you want to get national and to international, the web's the way to do it, right?
TikTok Reels, you can hit 1 million people just like that. It's
insane.
Nuts. Wow.
Insane. We've got quite a few friends that didn't have necessarily a brand, became TikTok famous, had the ability to have a brand, had all the wherewithal, the recipes, the everything they needed. But once they hit those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million followers on TikTok, they're like, oh, well, I've got a great recipe, well-deserved to put out there on the market. And they're in every Walmart in the country. And it's just wild how that works with social media. It's insane. But again, it's a love-hate. I mean, we were teaching a class. Our shed crew, we've taught classes all over the country with the National Barbecue and Grilling Association since back in 2008, 2009. And we were teaching a marketing and social media class, really, at this particular story I'm telling. We've taught a bunch of them, but we were teaching the social media class, and it was kind of like a Q&A forum. We had Meat Church. We had a bunch of just heavy hitters in the market sitting on the panel, and somebody said, raise their hand, and he goes, and he's very successful barbecue person, has like 5 cookbooks out, but old school. And he goes, I don't understand why do we have to do social media? I don't get it. Why? And the only answer I could come up with, and I still say it now because when I said it, I was like, damn, that's a good one. I'm checking out. Done. But I said, you know what? In today's world, saying I don't need social media is like in the 80s when they called you and said, do you want your telephone number in the telephone book for free? And you didn't say no. You say, yeah, I want my telephone number in the telephone book. It's a free listing. That's how I get to people, right? That's how I get my company out there. Well, that's social media today. And it's like a light bulb, but it is a love-hate relationship, just like e-commerce and online sales.
It's that's what I was wondering, because like you're at a point now, you're making your sauces. Now you're getting this order of 5,000 bottles, and it's like at one time you used to just maybe put sauces at store, come get the sauces, pick them up, but now you get an order. It's like boom. Then how does it work when they go retail for you? Does somebody come up to y'all, or is it an email? I mean, who handles y'all's, like if Walmart or these big brands? How do they get in touch with y'all? And how'd y'all figure out how to, keep y'all self and make sure y'all make money and not get ripped off?
Say our biggest thing that we've had to figure out is that we provide a premium product. So everything that we put in a bottle has all the premium products. If we're making a rack of baby back ribs, we bought them from Prairie Fresh Farms. We can go visit their farms. We know exactly the lineage the entire time. So all the ingredients that we buy, we source all of our spices from Deep South blenders. Our crawfish come from Landry Seafood, he's got the largest grading facility. So he brings all the crawfish in, grades them, and then we get the large select crawfish. I think our biggest thing in the market is to make people believe that it's worth more money, because you can go totally buy Sweet Baby Ray's, but I ain't gonna lie to you, Sweet Baby Ray's on a piece of Conecuh sausage
It's pretty
over
good.
some Kingsford charcoal will make you want to slap the shit out of somebody. It's so good. So not hating. Well, we always say you don't have to hate my stuff to like, or you don't have to hate somebody else's stuff to like our stuff.
Yeah.
But it's that price point in the market and figuring out how to get people to believe in the brand is, that's where it's really at, and that's what Brooke and I and our entire shed crew of like 80 people try to pull off every day. It's like, hey,
80 people?
Yeah, between the saucery, Cozy Rosie, the shed, we're rolling.
Congratulations, that's impressive.
Yeah,
That's
you guys
impressive.
are truly a success story, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's a lot of families y'all are feeding.
Well, it's
Don't forget though, y'all. We trying to pay some deals. And
Oh yeah,
bills
it comes with an overhead for sure.
Yeah, Brooke and I are not sleeping at night, so we're making it look really good.
You just gotta make it look good.
It's hilarious. We had
But
Jen.
it's still real.
Like,
Okay. Oh yeah. Bigger. You guys are selling
Tell 'em about the
everything.
gym.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Game
it's-
face, all
it's-
about the game.
Remember, our goal was to do $350 a day.
Yeah.
Is that still the goal? I don't believe it is.
And now,
Them 80 people all have families, so then you're
Yeah.
taking care of families.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that it is a family affair at the shed. I mean, we're very blessed to we have a lot of longevity at the shed. So most of our managers have been with us. The newest manager out of 12 has been there 11 years, 22 years, 25 years,
our
16
pitmaster.
years, 24 years. It's why it tears me up to think about it. Really, it's a blessing.
Hops and Cherry, 24 years.
Yeah.
Scott Zink, who's in charge of all our daily cooks, and our main pitmaster, going on 20 years.
Cheryl, 23.
It's not because
I mean,
we're paying everybody a ton of money. It's like we're scratch and do as good as we can also. But it's it's just like this place. It's like people are showing up because it's a thing.
Well, no, we don't have if you have people with you that long, you're doing everything. If you have employees stand by you like that, you're doing everything perfectly.
Yeah.
We only have a few employees, and we're growing and we're learning the whole employee side of it, because me and him have done most everything for a long time. But with the third company, we're getting close to like probably 10, 15 employees, something like that. So we're learning on that
We're
side of
getting
it. And,
Well, hey, a couple people have said, like, you don't need a bunch of friends, man. You need just 3 badasses.
well, that's
You
kind
know
of how
what
we
I mean?
feel.
Like,
Look,
you don't need 50 or 6 people hanging out. You just need some badasses
yes,
and
Passion
passionate
and
about
work.
it. But also charging a little bit more. I mean, I think that's very important, because this is your confidence in your product, and you have to have that, and the consumer appreciates that. I'd say, I don't know, 75% of them. There's your guys looking for a deal, but I mean, I'm looking for a little bit more like quality product, and that's what I would never have shame in charging a little bit more because your product backs it. I mean, what you're producing backs it. So.
Well, I think that's what what we try to kind of the little bit of gospel we try to preach with the Shed brand is that we are out there and traveling. I mean, we've been to the farm. We've been to
that's the difference.
Yeah, we've been to the crawfish pond. We've been to the hog farm. We've literally been hands-on, and we work, and it's not just, and we love our distributors, and we love our distributor reps and their family, but we also, go through that, and we show up. We fly up to the farm. We want to walk around. We want to see what's happening. We want to same with the spices. Like, it's not just we're going to buy black pepper and we're going to buy it through X distributor. We're like, all right, where is the black pepper coming from? What's the grade of it? When was it graded? How fresh is it? And there's a lot of like deep dive research that our team, and we're so blessed to have such a passionate team, that we dive into on the daily. Like, every Thursday at 9:00, we have a roundtable discussion, and it's all the management team, all the lead team of all three of the companies. And we talk about things.
There's also like 3 or 4 complete delinquents that show up.
Right. Always. So you're welcome to come.
I did Uncle Sally Johnny.
He's screaming in the back like,
why is he drinking the beer?
It's so true.
It's every Thursday at 9 a.m.
Every Thursday at 9 at the Saucery, and there may or may not be a kegerator right next to the roundtable discussion at 9 a.m. on Thursdays. But that's what we talk about, and that's what we do, and we dive deep and figure out, like, every rack of ribs we put on a plate is not just a rack of ribs to us. Like, any of our crew members and our management team, and you're like, oh, you have baby back ribs? They're like, no, we have Prairie Fresh, all natural baby back ribs, and we've been to the farm, and we know where it comes from, and it's all
Marketing.
da 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 da. And they break it down because it's important to us, right? Because we're feeding all of your families, but we're also feeding our families. So it's really, really important that we just try to get the best of the best. And we may be a little bit higher price point because of that, but that's because we're buying. If you start with premium, you end up with premium. You start with inferior, you can end up with inferior, right?
Yeah.
E-Drink Love does the same thing. They buy all the best products, and
love Lauren, love EDL.
Yeah.
And when you go there and eat, you can taste
Love
it.
them,
You can
man.
taste the quality.
It's our
of that
favorite
food.
spot.
So, yeah.
Love
Both y'all have that in common, and both y'all are packed house, baby. So yeah.
That's it.
Love Lauren, love everything Eat Drink Love does. I love everything everybody downtown right now. There's a vibe, and it's growing, and it's great. But yeah, love Eat Drink Love.
Let's
Love
drop this real
Lauren,
quick.
love everything.
Kevin
they're
and Ian from 701 are coming on April Fool's Day.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to make drinks here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can we invite him over right now? I'm running a little late.
All right, we'll get you. I'll get you a beer.
He's
Come on,
probably
hurry up.
close by. He's probably at one of the bars downtown
He's
right
like,
now.
no, he's right here.
Hey, recess and bathroom breaks are very common on this show. It's gonna be
Hey,
fun.
I
All
like
right, you
it.
want to try to go to hit that ad? Just try to go hit an ad real quick.
I can do the ad. Yeah.
Slam that ad there.
Real quick.
Slam that ad, baby.
We're gonna run through our sponsors real quick. Y'all stay tuned. We ain't going nowhere. Just hang out for just a minute.
Oh, I love that. Well,
And shout out to our newest sponsor, Forever Young, our boy Kendrick. Y'all don't forget to check out our boy Kendrick over at Forever Young. He gonna reverse that aging.
Where'd Mom go?
Forever young.
Bro, if you start singing now, I start crying.
told him
It's fucked up,
on the
man.
podcast, I said, we don't play that when you come on or when you leave. I don't know what we're doing. What you got, bro?
There you go. It's like, yeah.
Music by Cloud. Magnolia Room Speakeasy. Airbnb Bosses. Drinks. Shout out to John. DirectAuto. Go see Michael West. Collision Depot. They will fix and repair to the highest standard. The District Coffee Company, downtown Ocean Springs, and the new location, Pascagoula.
Captain Al's, Gulfport, Mississippi. Go see Stacy and Bert.
We offer home, auto, motion, builders, whips, and life insurance.
The Jordan Podcast with McCain, Hibbard, and Anthony Botera.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
That's that medical marijuana Carter's Champions.
Okay. What's that? Which one? Oh, yeah. What's the name of it?
It's F Cancer by Carter's Champions.
All right. Yeah. Y'all don't forget to check out F Cancer from through Carter's Champions. They're a sponsor of finding some treatments for childhood cancers. Hey, Brad, Ronnie Jake Spain wanted to ask how he can meet you. It sounds like he's a fan of yours, huh?
Yeah. So right now we're here. Oh, Ronnie, I know you're not far away. Where you at?
Hey, Cade, can you tuck mine off?
Hey, you've been stalking my OnlyFans page. Your subscription dues are up. But I will do what you want me to do. You just gotta up the dues, baby. Let's go.
Time to come to the shed.
So me and John Carter started Carter's Champions in 2016 for like Pink Dress Run and Boat for Booze with Captain Owls.
Yeah.
And it was one of the things that John called me is like, we're once a year, let's raise money. And we've climbed over $500,000, which I was able to this year connect with John Jordan and the Conley family in Pascagoula. And he came on the podcast, this is, medical marijuana. And they were like, how can we help? So they created a indica, and $1.08 goes straight to the hospital. We don't make any money. It goes straight to the hospital. We sold 16 pounds in 4 days, and we just planted 100 pounds. And it's every year. They just want to figure out a way to help. We had Root Down and Star Buds locally at Oak Springs just gave a check for $10,000. So a lot of the medical marijuana has been a big support of us fighting breast cancer. Wow. Now, keep in mind, we keep 100% of it. We don't take one. In a group of my friends, but that money goes, when you swipe that card, it goes to the hospital. So all we got to do is figure out how to raise money for shirts. And I was so blessed to be able to partner up with medical marijuana. It's really gave us a lot of money, and it's been helping a lot of people.
That's huge.
It's amazing.
I think like the medical marijuana world in Mississippi, we need to figure out how to get more people to actually realize that it is a thing and go get a card. It's like, it's a thing. Like, you can go to the store and buy medical marijuana. It's one of those things. So knowing that, every dollar spent, you run that card, that's huge. And we have some epic growers around here. I've been to a few local grows, and it is top notch. I mean, like you would see in Colorado, Oregon. I mean, I'm not going to call anybody out right now because, like, it's a bunch of buddies, but top notch. And the only way you can experience that is to get your card. Like, we got to figure out some gumption to get more people to get their cards. Over 40 years old. Like, hey, if you're 80. You can still get a medical marijuana card in Mississippi. I like that you took that opportunity to turn around and raise funds, though. It's huge.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a thank you for doing that.
Well, so I was born with cerebral palsy, so they've always put me on Lord tabs for my disability. I was a Shriners kid, so I found marijuana when I was in my 20s. I didn't want to be on Lord tabs. I refused to be on painkillers. Every time I went there to the doctor, it was, you get one today, and then it was like, well, next time I went, we'll do 2 a day for you, Jordan. Then 3 a day for you, Jordan. Oh, let me add in some somas, Jordan. And I'm like, I got to figure this out. So I started myself, and it's changed my life, and it's changed a lot of the people I've met. Whether you're going through some stuff, pains, helps with seizures. I mean, there's so much good benefit that when I had the opportunity, I want to normalize it. So that was my goal, to take on that. And shout out to Con Life out of Pascagoula. That's the Turf Master family that's been there forever with their nursery. It's the Jordan family that backed this whole idea. I came out $0. They put all their money up. The Jordan family, they are an iconic family in Pascagoula, and they believed in the product. And and you said it's like they see it, and it's rainbow colors. It's all lit up. This year, I think Memorial Hospital Foundation is going to be naming Carter's Champions, the oncology center, Carter's Champions. We're going to move into kid stuff too, though. And we've been fighting breast cancer for a decade, but there's kids, there's everybody else. And I think, honestly, boys, we did a $10,000 check reveal right here at the coffee shop.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's amazing.
Medical marijuana.
You help the kids.
That's my passion. The seats. I met a lady that I paid for her teeth. I met a lady that, and I get these letters, help with food, gas, mammograms. I mean, I'm trying so hard this year. Last year we had 865 people at the run. And I told Memorial, and Amy, I know you're watching this, but she's the president of Memorial Hospital Foundation. I want free mammograms at the run. I want to do free mammograms. We've raised so much money, and I think people are scared to go get checked out. They don't want to go in a waiting room. They're scared. Why can't we do it at the run? Why can't y'all bring the traveling van, set up, we'll pay for the mammograms, and let's make it happen. I know we can save lives, Amy. I know we can. All right, let's go back to the shed.
Hashtag fuck cancer.
Shout out to Amy. Look.
Let's do this. Let's go. Let's do it.
One more thing on the medicinal marijuana. There's a lot of employers that don't accept the THC positive. I don't like that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're prescribed, right? If you can get prescribed opioids or anything else, and now you're prescribed THC, and that shows up, they'll fail you on a drug test. Some of these employers. I mean, you either go one way or the other.
Well,
So last time I was at the Saucery. It's funny. I go up in the Saucery. I'm expecting this like full blown huge production, and I walk in, and it's literally just a bunch of space for Brad to run around and play, and all the Saucery stuff was happening like over here in this corner. Is that still what's going on, or have y'all upped your game, or what? Yeah, I'm telling you, I was skateboarding around in the Saucery, just like doing figure eights in the Saucery. It was awesome.
I think we also may have had the go-kart track.
Yeah,
Literally, we were like drifting around. That was probably what, 4 years ago.
Yeah, about that. I think my skateboard might still be there. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Where's your saucery at?
Where we don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've been to the
actually a
one.
secret.
I've been down here, the one downtown. I went to the. You had something.
Yeah.
We've been on Government Street 2 times, but we're out on Highway 57 behind the Center Point Church, and we're open 8 to 5. We're a co-packer, so we have we do a hot fill line, so we can do barbecue sauces, salad dressings, anything you want to put in a bottle. We can put it in a bottle.
Oh, really?
And then we do some dry spices, but we're really good at anything wet. So, if it's, we do a bunch of side dishes for people all over the nation. So, baked beans, coleslaw, salad dressings.
I mean, really, it's about, what we're trying to do, and where the saucery came from was just volume with the shed and also consistency, right? So we were cooking our sauce in a 90-gallon vat. We were doing it 3 or 4 times a week. And we all had other barbecue people reach out and want us to make sauce for them. And so we opened the saucery. And if anybody out there, I'm looking straight in the camera. If anybody out there has multiple high volume in multiple restaurants and you need somebody to package retail or back of the house, call us. We got you.
Don't worry. I'm not actually working in there.
No.
They're professional people. That are taking care of this. I'm more like meet me at 11 o'clock for a cold beer.
Yeah. But so we have customers from Las Vegas, all throughout the Southeast, and it's really about consistency, and they order it through their distributor. So we distribute through multiple distributors, and they don't have to worry about the consistency, especially if it's like a if they have 3 or 4 different restaurants and they want the pizza sauce the same, and they've been cooking it individually. Well, things change, right? People, a little bit of extra salt or a little bit of extra pepper. What we do is we pull all of that out of their hands so that the different, all the restaurants, they know, the owners know everything's going to be the same and it's going to be consistent.
What's y'all's largest tank there? I mean, like the size.
Well, they're all about 100,
Frank,
about 100.
old Frank the Tank.
Not
Old
100.
Frank the
They have
Tank.
multiples, but yeah.
We've got a 100-gallon and a 150-gallon. So the what pretty much is happening. So we've got about 10,000 square foot kitchen, commercial kitchen, and then pretty much my playground, which is a 10,000 square foot warehouse right next to it. And we just he's not kidding, but we just so
Fucking Ferris wheel in there? Like,
Yeah.
Hop on.
Are you in?
Bring mom.
Mom's in.
Mom's in. Where you go?
Come on, mom.
Get in. Let's go.
Get in the middle. Get in the middle.
And ladies
There
and
you go, Mom.
gentlemen,
I love it.
hey,
this
yeah,
is
mom.
my mom.
You must have built this kid one hell of a playhouse when he was a kid, because he never grew out of that.
Okay. Oh, I.
You want to get?
Yeah.
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen,
There you
this
go.
is Linda Orrison. She is a simple 29 years old.
Ta-da.
And straight from Barnum and Bailey Circus in Riverview, Florida. We
And where is
present
the
to you
camera?
the amazing.
Is the camera right
Well,
there?
you don't have to-
Dear
Good
God.
over there. All right. Well, let me tell you the story about the saucery, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you the real story. Brad, and Brooke found this wonderful warehouse, and it's owned by the Choctaw. And Brad and Brooke just signed this wonderful deal with them, and it's 22,000 square feet. And I just want you to know that 11,000 square feet is actually where the saucery is, and the other 11,000 square feet is just full of crap. No. Listen,
The future expansion.
No. Listen how bad this crap is. He has, we have the entire, Wicked is out now. Well, Brad has the entire, what is it? Not Alice in Wonderland, but what?
we have Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, no,
too.
I know you haven't.
Lizard
Oh,
Mass.
no, they have everything. They have everything. They have a 10 or 12 foot Tin Man.
We have
They have
we have a
an
20
18-foot freaking horse.
we do have a 20-foot stallion.
Yeah. Oh, stallions.
What?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they have
It's
the
there
Wicked
on
Witch.
Wally's.
They have everything. They have crap that is just not even unearthed yet. And it's like a whole band of stuff. And so anyway, I just wanted you all to know that the saucery is 11,000 square feet. And over on the other side is all of Brad's 11,000 square feet of crap.
Any other stories you want to tell us about your kids while you're up here?
I
While we got
have-
you on the couch.
I know I have
Yes.
so
I think
many.
you should definitely tell some stories on the middle child.
Oh, Brett.
Not me, not Brooke, but the middle child, Brett. You know, the one that
coolest one.
slept on the couch.
He's got the record label.
He
music.
He is the most successful of them all.
He's about to win
Well,
a Grammy.
it's-
That's not what.
He's about to win a Grammy. We're actually pressuring
Yeah.
my little brother with Spaceflight Records to win a Grammy.
He will.
Because Brooke and I and our entire family in the shed, which Brett is also in there, we've won 3 world championships at Memphis in May.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey man, the barbecue's showing out. So we're like, but bro, where's that Grammy?
Yeah.
And this year, Brett in Austin, Spaceflight Records won best record label in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
That's
Nonprofit.
And it's a
Nonprofit.
Yeah.
record label.
Nonprofit.
But he won best record label in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
It's
Y'all
incredible.
look him up. It's Spaceflight
Well,
Records.
Space Flight Records.
And-
Um,
And
Spaceflight
also,
Records.
if I can, yeah.
I can pull it up.
Also, I
Yeah.
can brag just a little bit is if you look at Willie Nelson's 90th birthday at the Hollywood Bowl, and out there were 73 artists, and it was over a 4 or 5 day period of time. And Brett was standing, the sole man standing right out from that stage, directing it all.
Is that Brett Orrison?
That's
Yeah.
Brett
Orrison,
Orrison.
yeah.
So on,
Wow.
with the live, he can screen share it. So he's got a website for the record.
Yeah.
Space flight. Yeah.
He's our Jamie.
Spaceflight?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all want to look up Spaceflight or Brett?
All of it.
Okay.
He's a badass. Look it all up.
Spaceflight, they do this wild. He was with Widespread Panic for like a decade. He did the Jack White tour for 2 years. Just Willie's.
They were in
birthday.
30 countries in 1 year.
Really?
He just did
30
the
countries
Leon
with Jack White in
Bridges
1
There
year.
we go.
But
Really?
yeah,
He did.
Yeah.
So Brett just got back from doing sound for Van Morrison too. I mean,
Jesus.
Brett's the coolest kid in the family. And
And
he
he's-
won't tell you any of this. We brag on him. He'll tell you all about spaceflight because his singular goal in life is to support artists that can't afford to support themselves, right? To like get them on a label, get them recorded, get it mastered, and give them the opportunity to like get out there. But he's not going to turn around and tell you, yeah, I just did my 5th world tour with Jack White. I've done sound for XXX. You name it. He's done sound for them, and it's wild.
No. Look, this.
So
yeah,
he
does.
looks. So he looks just like my dad.
Yeah.
Come on.
But
Yeah.
We're sharing screen.
Yeah, Brett always has a beard, just like yours.
Good beard.
yeah, so he is definitely the coolest kid in the family, and he's making people's
He's my favorite.
dreams come true.
They're all your favorites.
He's
And I'll
my
tell you what,
favorite.
he will crush a quad latte at any time of the day. I mean,
What is that?
He's a big coffee drinker.
He is a.
We'll have to get him over here next time he's in
I
town.
mean, he's murder. I don't doubt that he's been here.
Oh, he's been.
Maybe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, he's a. But yeah, we kind of hate him a little bit.
Does he like barbecue?
I'm just, Mom. I'm sorry. Actually, he lives in Austin, Texas.
Yes, he does.
So I thought that he should do like this book, or like a podcast, or even a TV show, and call it like My Food Rolodex. And it's just about him because he knows all the most famous artists in the world when it comes to music and what they love to eat.
Yeah.
And he goes like My Food Rolodex. So he goes and he's like, oh, hey, Robert. He just did a thing with Robert Plant. Robert Plant, what do you like to eat when you're in New Orleans? Oh, let's go eat that.
Your favorite spots, yeah, stuff like that. That's
so-
dope.
And then he's like somewhere in LA and he's like, My Food Rolodex leads me to
Yeah.
Bing. Van Morrison, what do you like to eat? Oh, I like noodle bowls, man. I can't wait to
Yeah.
eat some pho.
Yeah.
Oh, or whatever it is.
he said he was a grouchy old man.
Really?
Van Morrison was a
No.
grouchy old man.
Well, Van Morrison has made.
He's
some of
my
the best
favorite guy
music
in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
He's a grouchy old man.
Grouchy and old man as he was, because it's all on wax right there. You can play on that button.
I think that Rolodex ideal's,
But My Food
banger.
Rolodex.
dude. I think
It's
it's
like
banger.
he knows.
Yeah.
He's been all over the world. He said he's been to like 90% of the major venues in the world.
Yeah,
Whether-
it's wild.
And I'm like, that's a good idea. We'll put that out there.
You know what was really crazy for me as a mom in his travels is in France. There was a shooting over there, and I called Brett, and it was a club there, and large club, and there were many people killed back in that day when there were 20, 30 people killed there. And I called Brett and I said, oh my God, Brett, I said, do you know that they just had this shooting, And he said, Brett, he said, Mom, I just played there last week.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a theater, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
a big
it was a
theater.
theater.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who shoots his music videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I would say on that situation though, it's like do you remember how your brother got really, really involved with like, how do you meet Watchback? Because the first time I ever discovered them, it was Orange Beach, and I was just with buddies partying, and I ended up at their concert. I had no idea who they were, and it was amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences. Just stumbled across the beach, and they're playing.
Yeah.
I
So,
can
Brett's-
actually tell like a super solid story here. So we used
Careful,
to.
it's widespread.
It's fine. It's a
good.
podcast. You can do whatever you want. Joe Rogan, come see us. Seriously, we got you some coffee.
See us too. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we used to, my mom's dad and mom, Howard and Betty Rose from Tampa, Florida. So they would drive us down there for the summer, right? They'd drop off me and my little brother when we were like 13, 14, 15 years old for like, Mom, I know you're on camera. Don't motion to me one
Just
time. The
one
whole world
time,
can see.
and then you
She's
got
like,
kicked
"One
out,
time."
and I had to come get
You
your
don't have
ass.
to go
Yeah.
I'm telling the story,
One
Mom.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
telling this
I had to
my
come get-
story.
Like 2 weeks after they got down there, my stepmother Betty Rose called me. Cousin Rosie called me and said, "You got to
Go
come
put the
get
mic
these
up a little
boys."
bit.
I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Yeah.
Y'all
go
should
ahead.
invite my dad here next time. Y'all should see what happened.
Dear God.
So we're in Tampa, Florida. It's me and my little brother, and my grandpa asked, "What do y'all want to do tonight?" And we're in Tampa. It's like right next to Disneyland and Orlando and Epcot Center and everything. It's like, what do y'all want to do? You know, for the weekend. And my uncle was there, Uncle Dallas. He said, he's like, well, let me pull out the newspaper. You know, he pulled out the newspaper. He looked in there and he's like, well, there's a football here and a live show here. And he said, there's a band called Widespread Panic playing. And I had heard of Widespread Panic. Because I went, I went to the beach before, and they had some Widespread Panic playing. So I had just heard of the band, right? And he said, Widespread Panic's playing. And I was like, we want to go to that show. Brett's like, who is that? And my uncle drove us like 45 minutes the next day, dropped us off in a parking lot. And there's like $2 burritos in there and the normal, you know, balloons of whatever they have in them. And we walked into this show. He dropped us off. And it's Brett, I think I was 16, Brett was 14. And we went into the show, all ages show. We went in there and it's Widespread Panic. And we stood on this balcony and whatever was happening there, it was a lot of fog, it looked like. But whatever was happening in there. And so the first live show that Brett or I had been to, first concert, was Widespread Panic.
That's crazy.
Nice.
Did you know how big that following was that when you walked?
We had no idea. My uncle, when he pulled up, we were in
amazing.
like the shittiest little El Camino you've ever seen, dude. We rolling 3 deep in there with my uncle burning cigarettes and shit. Just out the window. And even he pulled up in the park.
The long ass? You have long ass going?
Yeah. And he said, they got $2 burritos. So years and years later, Brett, he graduated high school, thank God. And my parents always gave us a thing. You can leave the house. You can go to a trade school. I'll pay for that. My parents said that. You can go to college. I'll pay for that. Or you can go to the military.
But you're not staying here.
But you can't stay here. And my
Really?
little brother,
Yeah.
he picked a
Peter out
trade school
from
and he
the
went
stable.
to Full Sail.
Yeah.
And he went to Full Sail and
Take
got a
two.
degree in sound
Yeah.
and came out, ran the House of Blues in New Orleans.
I did that. I finished at 11. I went to Full Sail. I did
Well, Jordy went to
web
Full
development and I did graphic design.
Exactly.
Did you?
Winter
That's
Park.
where,
Yeah.
that's where Brett graduated
My
from.
buddy was working on Skyrim, and I was like, I kind of switched it because I wanted to do video games, and I was like, I didn't want to do video games, and I switched it, and I went into graphic design. And so I tell people all the time, I was like, "Where'd you go?" Full Sail. I went to an art institute.
Did you go there? Or
no, I did
you
online.
do it
But the online at the time was ahead of its time, and it was fun. Taught me color palettes, taught me marketing. The classes were cool. It kind of reminded me when Accepted the movie.
But
They
you
made their
did
own
go
college.
there. You did go there.
Yeah.
You did go through it before
Yeah,
you accepted
it was
that.
60. It was a 60 grand. Yeah.
Different time
How
period.
cool is
Yeah.
that?
If Jordan did Twitch.
I mean,
30
seriously.
38. I was swatting. So on Twitch, 2000. So I did a Full Sail, and then 13, I got swatted by the cops playing Call of Duty in Goshen, Hickory Hills, right by y'all's shed.
Yeah.
I was a gamer. I was making money playing video games and hanging out, but I got swatted by 14 cops on Longwood Drive.
What?
What does swatted mean?
Yeah.
This is lightweight.
What does swatted mean? You
So-
got swatted by 14 cops. What does that mean?
So I was playing a video game called Call of Duty Ghosts. It was online through Twitch, and I was live streamer. So I was like, you had a cam, green screen. So I would play like 8 hours a day, and I'd have followers. They would money, donations, subscribers, and I blew up a map. So in the game, you could blow up the map, just 10-minute map. I blew the map up twice, and then my buddy Coleside out of California, he called me. He's like, "Shut your computer down. You're on Twitter. They're about to swat you." And I was like, "No way!" Pulled my house up. I literally looked at my phone, and then all of a sudden I heard movement, and it's a Goshen SWAT. Okay, so it was a little scary. And I didn't have my shirt. Like I used to stream shirtless, so I walk out of my house with my shirt like hands up, get
I knew
tackled.
there was
Before
something wrong
OnlyFans.
with
Before
the
OnlyFans.
and shirtless.
Yeah, I just would play. I did it 7 days a week. I would game. I really wanted to be a gamer. I started playing games as a kid. I mean, with my disability, if I can't go join the military or do physical things, I'm going to invest in computers and gaming. My favorite movie is Hackers, so I wanted to play games, and I did. But some kid was just mad. And he said, "I just watched this guy murder his wife and kids." And at the time, I only had a Husky, me, my car, and my motorcycle. But they didn't know that. This is a Skype call. This is the neighbor just murdered the family, and I walk out and I get tackled. And and I sat there, and then my neighbor is like, "He's not a drug dealer. He doesn't even have a family." Told the cops, and he gave me a beer while I was in handcuffs. He was kind of pouring in me, like just looking out for me. Like
You can be all right. You can be all right.
no, it was
Explain to her what swatting is. She was wondering what swatting
Yeah.
It's like
is.
it's somebody like being jealous on the internet. Back then I didn't know what a VPN was, so now they found my house and they're like they called the cops, said this person killed somebody, so they showed up to my house ready to kill me.
It's usually they're trying to put your life in danger is what they're trying to do. So what they expect is the SWAT team to show up at your house, and you're not expecting them. So you show up at the door maybe with a gun because somebody's banging on your door, and they're usually trying to get you killed.
And they got shotguns, rifles. I mean, they parked down the road. And ran up in all black uniforms, surrounded my whole house, and they just the moment I walked out, I got tackled. And
Dear God.
What-
And it's all done just basically over
Hatred.
the internet.
yeah, and being hateful.
Yeah.
Let's
My
just do.
God.
That's why we like to talk about barbecue. That's
not the way it
scary.
should be.
We used to host these parties.
Oh, are we going to talk about killing
So,
a hog?
let's go back to barbecue and oysters and
No, that was
crawfish.
interesting. I don't care what you said.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Coming out of Goshen, come on.
That's wild, though. That's
Goshen,
wild. That's
Mississippi, which has the
Ain't
sound
scary.
amphitheater that I can't even say amphitheater. Amphitheater. That's about to have Willie Nelson.
Yes.
Really?
Y'all see that? Willie's playing
April
April what?
18th, 19th.
I thought it was.
I've seen
15th.
Counting Crows, but I didn't see the Willie one.
Do we have to
And
take
if
this
you
yet?
haven't seen in Goshen, if you have not been to the sound, just it's epic.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel like you're at freaking Jazz Fest or something. That place, honestly, like, is amazing.
Yeah.
And the only way that we're gonna keep getting the bands that they're having, and like they need to have heavy metal festivals there. They need to have rockabilly festivals. All of the music right now is just really mainstream, but
Well,
They
they
just
only
need
can
everybody
if we
support
support
it.
them.
Like buy the
Yeah.
ticket, dude. It's like
They only
$35 is to go see Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys out
We
there?
can
Are you guys
only-
getting a food truck out there? Or do you,
No,
not
no,
yet?
we go there to party.
Just party.
dude.
Who would think Gaucher though? Come on now.
Hey,
Who would think
Gaucher
Gaucher?
is a wonderland.
I bought my house in Gaucher because they had tightwad Tuesdays at the movie theater, and that's the only place to serve
You
beer
would.
at the movie theater, and it was $2 movies, and it was like $15. You can party there.
I would buy a house. Wouldn't you?
Hey, so just at Singing River Mall.
You remember?
You
remember?
So I actually, all the letters that came off of the marquee from the Singing River Mall, I have all those letters.
In your warehouse?
Like, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Of course he do. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
So we're talking about the new expansion of the shed. Can we dive a little bit about the oyster?
Oh
Yeah,
my
let's-
gosh.
Really
Let's do that.
cool.
Yes.
It's,
Yes.
We opened the shed 2001, and we called it the Shed Barbecue and Oyster Bar. And I meant to grab a shirt, but I still have some of the old shirts that say the Shed Barbecue and Oyster Bar, and because I love oysters, Brooke loves oysters, and barbecue.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's like barbecue, oysters, tamales, tacos, coffee. Like they're like hot topics. Like you can talk about it for a minute. You know, if somebody loves coffee, you can get in the grind with them, right?
Right.
Same thing with food, other
Yeah.
types of food. And so we had the oyster bar, and what happened was
We got focused on barbecue.
No, you could.
what
No, you
happened
couldn't.
is
No, you couldn't
we-
keep oyster shuckers.
no, Ma.
No, you couldn't.
What happened is we realized that we were not going to get anything done because Brooke and I would stand there
And eat.
and eat like 3 dozen oysters
Oh.
a day.
No-
because
no
they
crackers, just
had
fresh
them
oysters?
there. And we
Yeah.
realized, you know what? We're never going to make money on this product because we're just standing here like eating and loving it, and it's communal. It's like, it's eating crawfish. We're all together. It's like this. And we just got to a point where like, all right, people, we got on diners, drive-ins, and dives. And
Oh.
people wanted a pork sandwich, whatever Guy Fieri ate. I want baby back ribs. I want mac salad. I want beans. And we were eating all the oysters anyway.
Yeah. So we.
And oyster shuckers are hard to find.
Yes. Thank goodness for Trace and Doreen. So here's this story about what we're doing right now. And this is very important. We have not only brought back oysters in all different elements, but we're doing live fire cooks on the bayou every weekend. To elevate that, we have brought to Mississippi and brought back, because Trace is from here, 2 world title oyster holding beautiful human beings. So Trace oyster holding title human beings. So Trace Huntermark, also known as the Oyster Geek, has multiple national titles in not only cooking oysters but also shucking oysters. So he's traveled all over the world and been in oyster shucking contests. But he's also highly culinary trained, culinary skilled. So he's bringing all that skill set to the live fire cooks every weekend at the shed. And Doreen, who is the most beautiful soul you'll ever meet in your entire life, I encourage everybody to just come to the shed just to hang out with Doreen. She's phenomenal. She is just placed 4th in the National Women's Oyster Shucking Contest nationally. She's the other half at the shed at the Roasted Oyster. So it's not only that we're just, we're going to do oysters. We're, again, just like our barbecue, it's on this level. We're bringing it to the next level. So not only are the specials every weekend going to be phenomenal and they're going to change out every weekend, but we're also having, and yes, we have, and we're supporting all of our local oyster reefs in Deer Island oysters, but all the whole coastline, all the way up through South Carolina, North Carolina, Maine. They're bringing in all these oysters from across the country, but they are so knowledgeable and they hold titles in cooking and oyster shucking to where you can walk up and it's not like, I want a dozen oysters and they're phenomenal. It's you walk up to Doreen and go, I want a dozen oysters. And she goes, well, let me tell you all about these. And this is how I'm this is how I'm going to shuck them. And this is, you know what, whenever you go home and you got a sack of oysters, I want you to, today she was telling somebody, I want you to take the back of your knife, your oyster shucking knife, right? And I want you to just take your oyster in your hand, those oysters, if they've been in your fridge for a minute and they're still, raw oysters in the shell closed. And I just want you to tap it. And then when you hear one that's kind of hollow, that one's fading out. That oyster's dying on you. Don't eat that one. When you hear them and they're solid. I mean, she's giving these tips. So it's like you come to the shed, you're at the roasted oyster in the crawfish shack, and you're having all this premium stuff, but you're gaining all this knowledge from national title holding oyster fast shuckers and culinary titles. So we're supporting all of our Deer Island oyster growers
so
as
I had
well
Bradley,
as
Matthew Mayfield,
and
Chase Sequel on the podcast.
They're fantastic.
They were at their farm. They took a sack. They came on the podcast. They brought the sack. The first time I've had like super fresh oyster. They shucked it live on the show, and it blew my mind, that taste of that fresh right there oyster.
Yeah. We had Eagle Points. We carry their oysters. I mean, you got to support all your friends, right?
Yeah.
We had two different oyster companies today. We got Eagle Points that delivered like straight off the boat. We got on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we also got two crackers, which is another branded local oyster. Yeah. So we're gonna do everything that we can to, really hype up oysters in Mississippi. The farmers are putting in time; they're paying dues, and we're good at marketing. So that's what we're gonna do. The roasted oyster is what we're calling it. It's just same old lean-to out back by the boat ramp. If you hadn't been there, you need to.
But it's important because my stepdad he lobbies for DMR, and he's the one who's been writing the bill for the oyster farm, so they don't have to pay taxes. Yeah. So my stepdad writes the bill, and he was behind the BP getting people money, and he was so proud of the oyster thing, and he was representing Matthew and all them. And but when you actually have a local oyster and it's fresh, there is no better oyster. It's no better oyster. You'll never. It's got its own flavor. Yeah. I mean, I didn't use a cracker. I didn't know no sauce. It's just so beautiful. But I really appreciate y'all sourcing local.
It's funny that you say that when you talk about I didn't use a cracker. I didn't use sauce. So when you talk to Trace and Doreen, they have this phenomenal setup of sauces and mignonette sauce. And I mean, just everything you can think of. Very, very high-end culinary, beautiful stuff for your options. But if you ask them, he's going to say, just eat the oyster and appreciate what it is.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Just eat it and appreciate it.
Horseradish? He's like, try the oyster first.
Yeah.
That's it. Because why else?
Somebody give somebody a plate of like the best food you've ever cooked.
Why else do you want that fresh oyster?
On it, it's like
ketchup.
You didn't even take a bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
putting ketchup on a Wagyu steak.
You get the natural salt.
Crazy.
Right.
Are you guys gonna? I'm sorry, charbroil. Are y'all gonna bake them?
We do charbroil. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Have y'all ever had them with like the green or the yellow inside? So that's like, so those are like the best. So it's actually the food inside. I ate the first one. And I was like, this is the tastiest oyster I've ever eaten. Yeah. But I saw like this green stuff inside. So I was like, I know it's good, but I'm gonna have to like Google this before I eat another one. And so I looked it up, and it's rare because I mean I eat a lot of oysters, raw oysters, and I got this green stuff, and I was like, ooh, that's good. And I Googled it, and I was like, okay, the green is the best, and then it's like yellow, but it's like it's their food that's like digesting in their belly. Salty Pearl. Shout out to Salty Pearl. Who had the green bellies in them.
Nice.
They got the green bellies.
Oh my
gosh.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. So have you ever seen the green on the inside? It's good.
Yeah.
The wild thing, I just learned this. We were doing an interview this morning, and Trace was telling us that an oyster changes flavor twice a day. So an oyster changes flavor with the tide, right? So, it's all about when you catch it, when you and when you eat it. So I never really thought about it. Everybody's like, oh, they're the filter. Well, true. They are the life of the sea, and it is one of the people say, oh, I don't eat oysters raw. I'd never do that. It's like when somebody says, oh, I don't eat sushi. It's like, dude, you should go eat sushi with me.
Yeah.
You should go eat oysters with me. Go eat the food that you think you don't like with somebody that loves it and is all about it. Like,
Great advice.
I don't like coffee. It's like, no. Come over here. Let me fix you a coffee.
Let me take you to this spot.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
same thing with the best barbecue. It's like, oh, my grandpa makes the best barbecue. It's like, you know what? And you are probably right. But let me show you this little nuance of what I like.
Yeah.
Like, I personally love at the shed. I love a baby back rib sandwich with a coleslaw topper on it.
Oh.
I just love that, like juicy the ribs and the toasted
Dude.
bun and the coleslaw. It's cool and crisp and creamy, and it's it's same with oysters. Like, try it, be a purist. And then add all the good stuff.
Makes me feel good. Y'all do the same. No, like nothing. Just try the oyster.
Yeah, you just gotta try.
Doing char grilled.
This is what I wanted to hit on. So not only are we doing multiple different species of oysters every weekend, and of course the crawfish, which we hit on earlier because we buy the extra large premium crawfish.
Let that be known. This is serious.
Let that be known. The shed buys extra large premium hand washed crawfish. We blend all of our seasonings in house, and we use, which Brad's going to kill me for saying this, but we do use an organic lemon oil in our batches. That's the trade secret. Don't kill me for giving away the secret, but you got to come try our crawfish. You got to come try. They're phenomenal. Yeah. But let me tell you about the live fire cooking. So if you are imagining, if you're listening and you're watching and you're imagining, I'm going to go to the shed, there's barbecue, and I'm going to order crawfish and they're going to run them out of the kitchen. No. It's all or oysters. It's all about the experience, right? The shed is all about experience. So when you come to the shed and you go to the roasted oyster or the crawfish shack out back, we call it, it's an experience. It's not going to be ran out of the kitchen. You're going to go down to the bayou on the water, or you're either drive there or come by boat, and you're going to watch Trace with this massive live fire fueled by hickory wood, apple wood, pecan wood, charbroiling your oysters where the fire's kissing those guys. He's going to shuck it when you order it, then charbroil it. It's not going to go through a random kitchen and then you get it and you're like, was it really charbroiled? Was it really over live fire? You're going to watch it happen. But also, with that being said, when you order the raw oysters, you're going to walk up to Doreen and she's going to go, I have 7 varieties. You want a dozen? You pick the variety you want. I want 2 of those. And she's going to shuck them and talk to you about the oysters as you're getting them on your platter. So it's a very hands-on experience, right?
If you get there early.
Yeah. But also I want to talk a little bit just real quick because I have it pulled up. Every weekend we're doing specials at the live fire cook station on the bayou. Let me read this weekend's specials. They're phenomenal. So this weekend we have cherry stone clams, fresh flown in. So what they do is they take those cherry stone clams, they shuck it per order, they stuff it with a cured Spanish chorizo sausage. Then they take a lobster, lobster's claws are bound with the rubber band. Take a lobster mechanism, whatever you want to call it. They bind the clam back together because it's fresh, it's alive. They have just stuffed it with the chorizo, bind it together, put it in a copper pot, with beer over the live fire and steam them. And then when you get them, you clip your band and that thing pops open and it's the most beautiful thing you've ever tasted. It's so fresh. It's so phenomenal. And then there's also this weekend Smoke and Salt, which is our Prairie Fresh pork belly. It's pork belly burn-ins that we cook in the smoker, but it's served with dripping poached oysters and a sweet and tangy sauce. Who's doing that?
Nobody.
The shed's
Nobody.
doing that.
Nobody.
Right? Who's doing the shed's doing that? So, and we also have, so Trace,
Where did you get
this is our menu this weekend. This is the
This
menu
is
this
poetic.
weekend.
This is poetic.
Yeah.
I'm
And
about to
all
call
right.
somebody.
So here's the other special. So again, every weekend we got crawfish and oysters, but then we rotate specials out. So here's the other special. Trace lived in New Orleans for a long time. Who's been to Jazz Fest?
Jazz Fest.
Who loves Jazz Fest crawfish bread?
I'll take that.
What? So we're not saying it's the exact recipe, but I tried it on Tuesday, and I literally had like Jazz Fest flashbacks of the most phenomenal crawfish bread, and it's all over live fire. So those are the kind of things that we're incorporating every weekend at the shed on the bayou. And the cool thing is if you come by boat and you're like, hey, that's my boat on the Captain, 10% off anything you order all day.
Shit.
Captain special. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So those are the kind of like elevated things that Trace and Doreen and their experience in the oyster and the seafood industry are bringing to the coast, bringing to the shed.
Sip of my mic. I was like,
I almost did it twice.
I know.
I was drunk with the menu.
I know. Oh, did you see the Bella? So we also have, so this weekend we also have these Bellon oysters, which are massive. We had them in DC. So they're like the size of your hand. Don't get crazy scared about that because they're the shells are very thin and the oyster is very thin. Although they're large, they're very thin. So it's not like, we love a large oyster. We call them fryers on the coast, right? Good old Louisiana, Texas oysters when they're much larger, not like the boutique oysters, right? I call them fryers because that's what I want to put on a po' boy. I want to fry and put them on a po' boy. So these are, but they're large, but they're so very thin, and they have the most beautiful, like just salty, but the back end's like so buttery and sweet. And I had one today when we were shooting some stuff. They just come fresh off the truck, and they're phenomenal. So that's another special this weekend. So we support all of our local oyster guys here, and then try to pull in different oysters from all over the country. But I will tell you, there's nobody on the coast that has a Bellon oyster, and we'll have them this weekend. And I'm probably saying that all wrong. Bellon oyster. But we had them
If you
in
get
DC.
it, you get it. Just
We
go
had
get
them in
it.
DC. Well, the thing is
I
we
know
had
how
them
to
in
spell
DC.
Nice.
And when they were phenomenal. When we got home, we were like, God, what were those oysters? What were they? And then today when the truck showed up and I was talking to Tracy, he was like, have you ever had one of these? And we both, Brad started like crying like a baby. He's like, we had them in DC. Oh my gosh. But anyways, we're going to have those this weekend too. So
Yeah, but y'all ever call the shed? I mean, I know it's Shed's Barbecue, but it's still the shed. You created a 350 square foot shed with a stolen credit card. And
He's not going to let that one go.
not-
but then
It changed, yeah.
My mother's stolen credit card. My mother.
but it was called the shed. I
Let me
mean,
just put it out there. There were multiple credit cards that I personally abused.
Stole.
That
Oh,
were
no.
my grandmother's
not stolen.
that she didn't know anything about.
She didn't
I
even
would
know
just
she had half
simply
of them.
Bring her to Lowe's and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, grandma, can you sign this?" She'd sign that credit card away. They'd be like, "You got $3,500. We about to build a shed."
But I will tell you. But I will tell you this: is he took my mom's credit card, and I told him not to. And my mom goes, "Oh yeah, Brad, you can just do anything you want."
I was the favorite.
Right? She was the favorite. And anyway,
she was.
But I will tell you this is I was so pissed at him for so many months because he did that to my mom's credit card, and he and she paid my mom's credit card off within the year.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
hell yeah, dude.
Here.
Yeah.
But look, the thing with we're calling it the roasted oyster down at the boat ramp at the shed. All right. But the real thing is we're doing the same thing when it comes to the barbecue. So with the roasted oyster, with the shed, like if you want brisket sliced, you should call us.
Yeah.
You should let us know. You know, we may cook 60 briskets on a Saturday, but don't forget about the tourists and everybody there. So if you want some sliced brisket, call us.
Lock
If you want 20 pounds of crawfish on Saturday afternoon, call us. You know, if you want some oysters, call us, please. If you're going to have a dozen people come out or 20 people come out, please call us so we can get prepared for it.
I actually produced a movie down here a few years ago, and I got 30 racks of ribs from you. I don't know if you remember that. We were shooting next door at Rosie's.
Yeah.
At the Cozy Rosie. Yeah, we got like 30 rib plates from y'all. And they were ready on time, and they were hot. And that's one thing. My crew's always complaining either they were late or they were cold. Like, good luck getting hot food shows up on time.
Right.
But y'all killed that. It was good.
No, we did.
Everybody loved the ribs for sure.
Man, thanks for having us just tonight. Such a
This
nice
was,
chill
great.
spot.
And you can check out the shed. That's the Shed Barbecue. Is it theshedbarbecue.com?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's simple. I like it, but I'm saying it's just awesome that it was 350 square foot. Y'all had a dream, and it went like that.
Hell of a story.
And now, I mean, y'all are a big part of the coast. I mean, my favorite part of the marketing for y'all is, so I'm from Latimer, so exit 50, 57. That billboard is my favorite part of the marketing because I always tell people like that is beautiful. You always consistently keep that running.
Yeah.
And that just like get off exit 57. Just get off there.
Barbecue heaven.
Yeah,
You
love
talking
it.
about the three?
Barbecue.
Yeah,
The three.
it's the marketing that
Yeah.
it's always been there.
Brilliant. Yeah.
We're literally
Bucky's, I think you copied that.
No, they did.
I think-
Damn Bucky's.
I think Bucky's did.
They probably did.
hey, and you know what? Bucky's is about to open up. They're
Love
way over
Buc-ee's.
there, and you know what? You should go there because Bucky's is freaking awesome.
I like their black cherry beef jerky.
I don't care where you're at.
You can't argue
Girl,
with Buc-ee's.
yeah.
You should go to a Bucky's.
So you just gotta go look at it. Yeah.
It's hard to pass a Bucky's. Look, I go in there.
Why would you
So
pass
I-
a Buc-ee's?
I don't.
Yeah, no.
I don't eat the brisket sandwich, man.
That is so
I go up
good.
in there and I will just murder the burritos.
I do too, bro. Straight to it, bro. Hot and ready, dog.
In there and murder.
Yeah.
I'll get 2 of them and then go over to the little the kiosk where they have all the like pork loin and cheese, little trays and all that. Bro, I will walk out of there. I swear to you.
Their chicken
Look,
salad's the best I've
120
had.
strong.
Yeah.
I done spent $100 in Buc-ee's.
So I do the 1 pound per beef jerky. That's
Oh,
what,
yeah.
I got
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I get all of them,
Any of the turkeys are
and then I get a little.
Yeah.
I get the nuggets.
Oh,
We're
beaver
excited.
nuggets?
We're excited.
Excited
Oh, the
about
beaver
that.
nuggets. Oh,
You got to get them.
look, that's like straight back, dog.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming on the show, and it's been an honor, man. Appreciate y'all.
Huge
you.
applause to you guys, man.
The-
You guys
the oyster
killed it.
roastery, is it gonna be year round?
So the oysters are going to be year round.
Year
yeah,
round. Since
we
you're
are.
roasting this year round.
Yeah, we want everybody to come on out. And right now we're doing the crawfish and oysters Friday through Sunday from 11 a.m. until sellout. So come hang out with us. Get your hands in the live fire with us. I mean, and we're also, what's so cool about the oysters is we're doing like a traditional North Carolina oyster roast. So you can come out, buy a bucket of oysters. They're roasted.
Yeah.
They're ready to go. You get 2 little shucking knives. You get some napkin or some towels, and then you and your family can like hang out around the bayou and shuck your own oysters. It's pretty stinking phenomenal.
You
I'm
don't
telling
get
you,
that anywhere.
it's
No.
it's
I
all
had no choice. My parents
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of money, so we just got a sack and we all had our own knife.
yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Me and Paige both have scars from shucking oysters
Yeah.
in Eagle
I'll
Island.
never
I'll
shuck
tell
one
you,
again,
never
but I'll buy
again.
one.
That's right.
Oh,
But I do appreciate y'all offer that.
Oh, I love it.
Y'all don't forget to check out the Shed Barbecue and
Shed Barbecue.
and the saucery. If you got a restaurant, you need sauces bottled or anything. Actually, I'm gonna hit you up in a minute. I got one right now. I might need bottled up. Y'all don't forget to check them out. Y'all know where they're at. Let's go, baby. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Let's
Brad,
go.
you were about to say something else?
I was.
Yeah.
If you're downtown Ocean Springs, you know where we're at with the District Coffee. The
District boys.
The
Yeah, we're
District
here.
boys. These guys are in here. They're all like buff and shit. If you're not watching, they all tattooed up and looking good. And the selection back there, I just went through. They got all the liquors,
They do.
all the beers,
Thanks, brother.
and you can roll through. There's no judgment zone here.
No.
So if you're gonna come check out the shed this weekend, or you're gonna buy some real estate, please come by, grab a coffee, grab a drink, and then buy some real estate from the other Brad, and then come get fed at the shed, man. Thanks for
Fed at the
having
shed.
us.
Hold on, Anthony, real quick though.
Y'all the
This new sponsor we have. You want to give him a shout out? And what do you think about the tequila?
Mabry's Fine Wine and Spirits, right on Highway 90 next to Aztecas. Okay.
Yeah, they gave us a great
Kate,
selection.
how do you say this?
Luna Azul
Yeah.
tequila.
Oh, is this the shot we did earlier?
Yep,
It is.
Yeah, delicious.
good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
you
Mabry's.
can get that at
Go
Mabry's.
check 'em out.
We're buying all our product from Mabry's. They take care of everything.
Yep.
So,
All right. Hey, thank you guys, and we'll see you Tuesday.
shout out to
Yes,
the
sir.
shed.
Shout out to the shed. Get fed at the shed.